Welcome back to OPHA's Information Live Sessions. We're really happy to be able to give these out. One of OPHA's main objectives is to ensure that we're sharing a lot of industry information, and we know it can be hard to find. So we want a place, whether it's through our lives, our website, Facebook, Instagram, somewhere that hairstylists can come in Ontario and be in the know. So we're really excited to be back. If anybody missed our earlier live session, we had the pleasure of speaking with the owner of Salons by JC Sherway, Toronto, the owner, Ernie Pozaban. And we really learned a lot about the really growing trend of salon suites here in Canada and specifically in Ontario. So if you didn't have a chance to watch that, I encourage you to go back. It's on all of our channels, and you can learn a lot about how the suites came and the background information. Today, we're actually going to dive in a little bit deeper into learning more about the Salons by JC suites. And we have Johnathan Doucette, who's going to join us. Johnathan is a career coach, and he's the business development coach for Salons by JC in Toronto. And Johnathan's been in the industry over 40 years, so he certainly can share a wealth of experience and knowledge with us. So I'd first like to welcome him and thank him for joining us. Johnathan, if you could let us know a little bit more about your role with Salons by JC and educate us a little bit on that.
Well, oftentimes I'll refer to myself as the janitor. And in saying that, I think I cover a lot of areas in terms of a career coach and a business development coach. It's such a privilege to be able to work with these tenants and to help them to achieve success through various programs, through like a coaching as it relates to service sales and how to upsell those sales and retail. But I'll get into that later when I'm in my conversation with Lyndsay, who I'm really excited to interview today as one of the tenants from Salons by JC.
Well, I'm really excited to meet Lyndsay as well, because I learned a lot about suites in general with Ernie. So I do understand that you're going to be interviewing one of your very successful suite renters, Johnathan. So I'm going to turn it over to you to introduce Lyndsay and to teach us some more about this whole concept.
Today, I'm privileged to have Lyndsay with me. Lyndsay is one of our tenants. I met Lyndsay back, I believe it was last April. So Lyndsay, without further ado, please.
Hi, I'm Lyndsay. I started here at Salons by JC in May. Opened my own little salon suite. I was working in a salon for like the same salon for about 10 years almost. And because I was going through a new period of my life, I had a child and I needed a different kind of schedule. I decided to try my own space. So I'm a hairstylist. I do color and cutting and treatments. It's been a roller coaster so far, but a really fun one. Yeah.
So Lyndsay, if we can, I want to address a few things. I want to go back to an earlier conversation you and I had, and the whole process as it relates to you coming into the salon suite. So let's start by talking briefly about the fear factor.
Whew. That's
a big one.
That is a very real thing. When I was told that I needed to give like specific times and days that I'd be available to work, I wasn't able to, at the old salon, I wasn't able to do that because I didn't have childcare. So I found out through a friend about Salons by JC, and I gave them a call, and I ended up on the phone with John. And he said, I think it's best that you come in and take a look around. Let's talk. I can ask you some questions and we'll see if you're a fit for Salons by JC. So that day I came in. I even brought my son and my mom. We did it. He gave me a tour. He asked me some really tough questions that, led me to starting here, but also led me to really think about what I would be getting myself into. I immediately was comfortable with John. I immediately trusted him. I didn't feel as if he was trying to push me to start here. I felt like he was really trying to get a better understanding of my situation and would I be successful here, or would I be wasting my time or wasting my money? So that first day I met him, it really turned my life around.
And Lyndsay, the thing, when you and I spoke, I shared with you some of the benefits that I felt would be ideal for you, especially in light of the fact that you were a new mom. And that was autonomy, freedom as it relates to your schedule, the potential, the earning potential, because without disclosing, you know, we talked about where you were financially and where you had the potential to get financially. And if we can just talk about that briefly, because it's only been since, let's say, May, right?
Yes.
And you've already seen, and you can speak to that.
So right away, I was hopeful. I was excited. Because as you said, like we talked about what I could potentially be making, because I wasn't really making that much. And I did have an accumulation of clients. I did have the understanding as well that some would follow, some wouldn't follow. And like through this process, I've gained more and gotten more confidence. But that initial transition was absolutely terrifying. It's, you know, it's not just a situation where you can dip your toe in. You literally have to jump in with both feet and just have faith. And John helped with that. John had faith in me. I felt like he had my back the whole time. So I also didn't feel like I was doing it alone. Going from just going into the salon, doing my services and going home, to now I have to worry about my own product, my own clients, my own schedule. At first was pretty overwhelming, but John was right. The freedom of being able to book in clients whenever I do have a babysitter, whenever I do have somebody to watch my son, having the freedom to come and go as you please here. It's changed everything. It's made it so much easier for me in that aspect. I've become more successful. My clients love that I'm so flexible. I can do daytime, I can do nighttime, I don't have to stop working right at 7 because the salon is closing. I have the freedom to create my own schedule, to make my clients happy. So
the other thing is too, Lyndsay, since you've come into the suites, you shared with me that it's been a journey, but you're much more comfortable now in recommending the appropriate product to your clients. And that's another source of revenue that you didn't realize when you were at the salon, right?
Yes, I always kind of had an issue selling retail, because I won't lie to my clients. If I don't think something works, I'm not going to try to sell it to them, especially if it's an expensive product. But I've gotten the opportunity now to test out different brands and see what I like, see what I think works. It's so much easier for me to talk about these products with the clients now. I struggled for a little bit in the beginning. I did go through a period, like there was a few weeks that were very slow. I started getting overwhelmed and thinking, oh my gosh, did I make this big mistake? I had asked John if we could have a little meeting, and I told him where I thought I was falling behind and where I thought I was doing well. And he really guided me in the right direction. He really brought me back up and gave me some advice on how to sell product. He gave me advice on how to gain new clientele. He's really helped me so much, and I've never felt that I was, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Like I was bothering him or anything. I always felt like he enjoyed it, and he enjoyed our chats, and you know, he's just been so helpful and supportive of me. And
thank you for that, Lyndsay. I really appreciate that. That's very kind of you. But I'm also very proud of you. You know, being here at Salons by JC, it's so rewarding for me to be able to work with tenants such as yourself, that I see out of the gate that they are experiencing that fear factor, and there is potential for growth in whatever area. And to be able to coach them along that journey and to see them realize success is just, it's an incredible opportunity. And I want to.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, please go ahead, Lyndsay.
Well, we had that chat just over a month ago. I believe it was the end of July. And like I said, because it's so new to me, I thought I was crashing and burning. And then really after having that meeting with you and applying what you taught me, after August passed, I looked over my numbers and I looked over everything that I had worked on, and there was a huge improvement. Even though I still had a couple of slower weeks, it was still just amazing to see what those little changes can do. You just have to ask. You just have to ask for help.
And the other thing too, Lyndsay, and I'm just speaking in general terms now, in salons today, because the cost of goods have gone up the way they have, and there's various reasons, stylists that are in salon settings, you know, they're being hit with huge service charges. They're on a lower commission structure. So at the end of the day, by the time they finish deduct everything that's deducted, they're taking so little home. And you and I, we talked about that. And when you're in a salon suite such as yourself, and you're doing however many, you shared with me the other day in our conversation that you had 9 balayages booked. And so you look at the profitability in that scenario versus if you were in a salon where you'd be working for a small commission of those services.
Yeah. And I mean, it's like the thought of going on, opening your own business and you know, starting fresh, it's terrifying. But I mean, with the salon suite, you know, a lot of those stresses are taken care of for you. You don't have to worry about, you know, your water bill and your hydro bill. Everything is included in the rent. You don't have to worry about going in and cleaning the common areas. You focus on your stuff. You focus on your own business and what you need to, you need to stock your shelves and everything like that. But I mean, it's the salon suite it's made it so easy to, it's really, it could be a stepping stone or it could be your be all end all. It's really up to you what you make of it. It's just been the greatest opportunity for me. I can't say anything bad about it.
Well, I remember when you and I first met, Lyndsay, I shared with you that specifically here at Salons by JC, there's a strong sense of community.
Oh.
And, you know, if you ran out of a color, or if you needed, you know, if you wanted to have a consultation with another stylist, if you want, all that is,
you're sweet.
yeah, it's all here, and it's, you and I spoke about this. It's really not competitive. It's
no, that's the best part. That's the best part. In a salon setting, you're all competing for the new clients that are coming in. You know, there's always snickering, you know, behind your back. You know, here you are outsourcing yourself to go and get everybody is responsible for their own stuff. So sharing, like I've met and shared, you know, techniques with other stylists. You know, we've talked about how to set up your suite to benefit, you know, what you're doing. I've had so much help. I've had there's so many welcoming faces. Everybody is so sweet here. It's incredible. I've never experienced something like that in a salon.
Wow, this has been fantastic. Johnathan, what a valuable service you provide to entrepreneurs who are looking to go out on their own. Because Lyndsay, thank you for being so honest and telling it how it is, because you could have easily just painted all roses, but you talked about the fear factor and the challenges that you're still an entrepreneur, and it's not all going to be perfect, but to have a resource of a Johnathan built in that you can turn to, as you said, he's available, give you advice, that is really valuable. And when you are going to be a salon owner, there's so many things you have to worry about. Having some of those things taken away, like the marketing and somebody cleaning up and the concierge and a business coach to help you behind the scenes, that's all huge value added. And I want to thank you for sharing exactly your journey, and you were so truthful, and I really appreciate it. But you certainly have given people something to consider. I'm just wondering, can you tell us like how big your space is, and like how can people book an appointment with you? Is it through the concierge or your own booking, or how does that work?
I've actually had people call the concierge, and she's given them my information. All they have to do is call me or text me or send me a message on Instagram or send me a message on Facebook. Really, any way you want, email me and I'll get back to you. I have it all on my phone, and I set up the appointment for you right away, just then and there. It's easy as that. My space, I really don't know what the dimensions are, but
Lyndsay, it's 115 square feet.
Okay. So you have one chair, Lyndsay?
What's that?
You have one hydraulic chair?
Yes, I have one chair. I have a lay down sink. I have storage for my color. It's just
beautiful.
Yeah. A product shelf, big mirror, TV, stuff.
Wow.
There's a lot of stuff. You can fit a lot in here.
I love it.
And you know what? It's just going from one spot to the next. You're not walking down the hallway, you know.
I love it. I love that whole sense of community. It's wow, amazing. Now, Johnathan, I understand that if people would want more information or they might be interested, I think you guys have a special offer right now. You're offering people who are considering taking the same journey that Lyndsay has taken.
That's correct. So we're providing an incentive, Tanya, and we're offering any tenant that signs up with us, we will be giving them their first month rent free.
Wow. Wow, that's huge. That's huge. That's amazing. So I just want to thank both Johnathan and Lyndsay for sharing your career paths, your industry expertise with us. It's been really enlightening. I could listen to you guys both all day. So I hope that you'll join us again and share some more information another time. I just want to remind everybody who's watching, if you have any questions, you can always reach out to us through our email or DM us. And of course, anybody who would like to take advantage of that really amazing offer from Salons by JC, you can always call them at 416-566-9774. Or there is a landing page that you can fill out and somebody can take you on a tour. So of course you have options. So they'll be there to guide you and answer any questions. And I just want to thank everybody for joining this live information session. And we hope to see you again soon when we do our next live information session, so we can keep bringing valuable information to all the hairstylists in Ontario. Thank you, everybody.